Alright, I'm going back in with the Luxie 207 medium angled shading brush, and I'm mixing it with the middle color and kind of that outer color there that I cut out by accident. What I'm doing is I'm taking a dark warm brown tone and I'm just kind of applying it kind of in the areas that I really want to make look a little bit deeper. So I ended up doing a little bit too much of a thick line. So when you go in, make sure that you do a very thin line, but I ended up fixing it by going in with a Q-tip and just kind of thinning out the lines.
When I'm down, you pick me up. You and me, we shine it does.
Now going in with this gray here and on a flat synthetic shader brush, I'm just going to kind of go in between the black line and the dark brown and kind of just apply some gray in between where those two lines meet because I kind of want it to blend and create a little bit more of a shadow.
Let them keep talking about us, 'cause they don't know, we'll never know. When the rain hits hard on my window, when the night's too dark, you're my hero. When our troubles come, we can lay low. Say it like we're never gonna leave. We gon' do it like they do in the movies. We gon' ride into the sunset, just you and me. We gon' sing along to our songs at the top of our lungs. We gon' do it like they do in the movies. The movies. The movies. We gon' do it like.
Now using the same flat shader brush, I kind of just dipped it into the black. I think it was the paint of the eyeshadow here. I'm pretty sure it was the paint. And I'm just starting how I started my teeth again, starting with that middle line down the center of your cupid's bow over both of your lips, and then just making sure that it's nice and kind of a little bit more defined. As you can see, I took out the black that I applied in between the center of my lips earlier because I realized it was going to kind of distract from what I was going for. So if I forgot to mention that step and you have black between your lips right now, I'm sorry. But we're just going to work with it. So now I'm just going to go over all the outline of my teeth, I guess, for the skull on both sides.
We gon' do it like they do in the movies. We gon' ride into the sunset, just you and me. We gon' sing along to our songs at the top of our lungs. We gon' do it like they do in the movies. The movies. The movies. We gon' do it like they do in the movies. The movies. The movies. We gon' do it like they do in the movies.
Now taking another small flat shader synthetic brush, I'm dipping it into the white paint, and I'm just going to start by painting the base of my teeth. So a little bit where your lines kind of start at the end, you just want to create these little kind of white circles for your teeth on the upper lip line and the lower lip line.
At the top of our lungs, we gon' do it like they do in the movies. The movies. The movies. We gon' do it like they do in the movies. The movies.
Then at this point, I just went right back in and I grabbed my Stila liquid eyeliner and I kind of just went back in and kind of retraced over the black lines that I lost some definition to through the white paint. And then I also applied a little bit to the center of my lips, which was a lot easier than trying to use the body paint, just to kind of create the outer corners of the mouth again. Oh lordy, if you're still with me, I commend you. We only have another, I think, 11 minutes to go. Guys, this took me like 6 hours to do. Anyways, I'm taking another lip pencil brush. This one is from Real Techniques, and I'm just kind of taking a little bit gray and white and just putting it onto the tops of the teeth to kind of add a little bit more shading. But I promise you, hopefully we're almost done, and I'm just adding that shading to the kind of the tip of the nose. And I darken the tip of the nose with a black eyeshadow because this paint's kind of hard to maneuver. I don't know if I had the right one. Now to kind of blend everything out, I went in with the Damp Beauty Blender. This just has a little bit of foundation left on it. I didn't take anything out. I'm just going to be going over kind of my mouth, kind of like, and the lower jawline to fade any lines and make it a little less structured and a little bit more blended. Now I'm kind of taking an angled synthetic brush and I'm dipping it into the black paint, and I'm just kind of going over the bottom lines I had and adding some extra wispy lines in to create the bottom of the skull. And I kind of lost my half moon, so I'll put them back in just a couple minutes. So kind of just fill in and add whatever lines you kind of feel are necessary. I mean, it's Halloween makeup, it doesn't have to be correct. This is my first Halloween tutorial and my first skull, so hopefully next year's will be a lot more in-depth and better, but you know what, the way this one turned out with, I was kind of really impressed with it. Alright, so I'm just going over the half moon, just again lightly going in and kind of making it look a little kind of like a painting, like really light, and just blending it out with a little bit of white paint on a flat shader brush. And then I'm taking the Morphe 4, whatever this is called, the M433 blending brush, and I'm just kind of going over those lines and then blending them over again with a beauty blender to kind of diffuse them and get some shading back in.
Under neon bright lights when I see you dancing on the Polaroids. Just wanna have a good time, don't you? It all goes low, low, low. I don't wanna talk before the moment slowly slips away. Get a little dirty, baby, nothing you ain't gonna take, yeah. Fire burning like I do under my tattoos. There's a remedy, 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 yeah. And the way you go, baby, don't you know there's a remedy, 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 yeah. Drugs and cigarette smoke, is it the print you wanna leave behind? Get all those cold eyes cold looking, but say it bye, bye, bye. I don't wanna talk before the moment slowly slips away.
Okay, so this is the part where I'm taking the glitter and I'm just kind of applying it all over the white areas that I just shaded in. It doesn't have to be heavy because I'm going to be adding some eyelash glue and some glitter and some diamonds later on. Again, going in with a eyeshadow brush and the dark and light brown, I'm just kind of taking it from the corner of my brows and flipping it upwards into my forehead. I'm trying to make kind of like that furrowed brow look, but just make sure you really blend it out afterwards. So here I am going over and just blending everything out with a blending brush and then again with a beauty sponge. Now it's time for eyebrows, so I'm taking an angled synthetic brush and I'm going in with the black NYX body paint. I'm just kind of drawing on my eyebrows as usual, except they're black instead of blonde. Now kind of taking that cool tone brown and that Luxie shader brush, what I'm just going to do is start kind of making the hollows of my eyes. So I'm just going to kind of trace in at the edge of the bridge of my nose, and then I'm going to take it up above the brow and just above where I have that glitter applied. And I'm just going to be gradually darkening it up using darker browns and then eventually like a eyeshadow that's more of a gray black instead of a black. Then taking this foundation brush that I've had for years, I think I got it from like Walmart, or I think it's an Eco Tool brush, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to be dipping it into the black paint and I'm going to start to shade the top of my skull and basically kind of blending it into the hairline and then bringing it down into the forehead in the center. And then going back in with that thin synthetic brush again, I'm going just to go in and kind of deepen up those lines that I lost. And then to go in and deepen up the top of the skull even more, I have this eyeshadow brush, and this one is by Real Techniques, and I've just dipped it in the black eyeshadow, and right now I'm just kind of darkening up everything. Alright guys, so I already have a kind of jewel, as you can see, in the middle of my head. And basically what I did to apply that, I just took some of my eyelash glue and I waited for it to get tacky, and then I applied basically like a diamond pack that I got from the dollar store. I got these little kind of cushion cut ones or emerald cut ones, and then these little tiny circle ones. And I'm using the tiny circle ones and I'm putting them in all the spaces that I had for my teeth on my skull. Now what you want to do is you want to take little dabs of kind of glue and you want to wait until it gets tacky, and then once it gets tacky you can adhere it to the skin. And this is what I did here. I also accidentally glued my lips shut for 2 hours because I had to take pictures after this and finish adding more of the diamonds. So basically what I'm doing right now is just kind of making sure everything is nice and kind of secure on my face. Now I'm applying a nice big dollop onto the top of my head, and I'm going to be taking more little diamonds. These ones came on sheets from the dollar store. I think they're like $3 or something, and I'm just applying them to the top of my skull. And then I'm going to also be applying them to the kind of contour area of the cheekbone area. Now, I recommend using tweezers if you can use tweezers. Unfortunately, I misplaced mine, and by the time I was done this, I had glue on my fingers kind of all over the place. But anyways, I was happy these ones kind of came in strips, so I peeled them off, and that way it was a lot easier to get them on in rows instead of one at a time. So now I'm just going to apply some to kind of the hollows of my cheeks to kind of accentuate those half moons. You don't need this much glue. I applied way too much glue to my face. Just do tiny little amounts. You don't have to go crazy. Now I'm going to go in with this Jaclyn and Becca Hill kind of palette, and I'm just kind of using Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop, and I'm mixing them together, and I'm just applying those as highlighter, and I'm just highlighting my face. I'm highlighting kind of all the areas that you would normally highlight, the tip of my nose, my eyebrows, right in between the bridge of my nose, and then on the bottom of my jawline. And we are finally done. And by this time it is like 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been at this for 6 hours and my lips are glued together. But you know what? I did it, and I kind of am super creeped out by myself watching this. Anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a great big thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of it. And don't forget to check out all of our social media and our blog. And I really hope you guys subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys, thanks so much for watching.